Hello guys, this is V Media. Hope you all are doing very well. We would like you to kindly subscribe if you haven't subscribed and also turn on the notification bell just so you are notified when we upload any video. If you feel like you can also give the video a thumbs up. Thank you. On the news. Mass exodus of lecturers hit varsities over federal government's proscription threat. As anxiety heightens among stakeholders in the public education sector over an impending proscription of the Academic Staff Union of Universities (ASU) by the federal government, opinions are divided on the alleged plan by the government and the envisaged consequences. To say that university education in Nigeria is in a quagmire is just stating the obvious. The concern in various quarters is the tardiness in resolving the crisis, and there the losers are the students, parents, and in the long run, Nigerians. Recall that the Academic Staff Union of Universities (ASU) embarked on strike on February 14, 2022, making it 6 months 13 days old, representing 27 weeks and 5 days. This amounts to an absence of academic activities in the nation's 106 public universities for 194 days, representing 53.15% of 2022 closure. Since 2009, ASU has embarked on strike 8 times, leaving a weakening impact on the tertiary education system and the quality of graduates it churns out annually. The incessant strike is due to failure on the part of the government to implement agreements reached with the union and meet genuine demands bordering on the revitalization of the system and staff welfare. Since 2017, when the struggle for the renegotiation of the 2009 federal government's Nigeria/ASU agreement started, 3 years after the commencement of the agreement, the federal government has been adopting various disruptive actions and inactions just to destabilize ASU instead of addressing the issues presented. In the swift reaction to the planned banning of ASU, Professor Jamilu Shehu, the ASU Zonal Coordinator Sokoto Zone, went through the memory lane of the entire issue between the union and the federal government. For the avoidance of that, following numerous letters written by ASU contacts and open engagements in the media, which culminated in a strike action demanding the federal government to constitute a committee to meet the ASU to renegotiate the overdue 2009 federal government Nigeria/ASU agreement, the federal government constituted the Professor Babalakin Committee in 2017. ASU entered into the renegotiation of a renegotiated agreement with the federal government constituted NEMI Briggs Committee on the 16th of June 2022. The NEMI Briggs Committee submitted its report to the federal government, a draft agreement that was a product of collective bargaining. Professor Shehu, however, maintained that ASU has taken aback when on Tuesday, 16th of August 2022, the Minister of Education, representing the federal government, abandoned the draft agreement that was a product of a collective bargaining and offered the union a salary award. This award is unacceptable to ASU. Please kindly give this video a thumbs up, especially if this is your first time here. Thank you. That the union struggle to obtain fair wages and university autonomy, which is yet to be resolved to date, ends the union a ban on August 7th, 1988. Again, as the union was unbanned in 1990 after another strike, It was banned on 23rd August 1992 for a second time. Stakeholders recorded that the period following the 1988 ban was a period of deep demoralization among academic staff. That is why many stakeholders are against the mooted ban of the union by President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. Reacting to the alleged planned ban, Mr. Taro Salaway, a public commentator, expresses worry that whatever could be the intention of the government regarding the planned ban might turn out to be counterproductive. He said, a ban will not augur well for our tertiary education system. The crisis may become deeper. I think what is needed is a tertiary education summit comprising all stakeholders to look into all aspects of the operation and funding of the sector. Director of Communications of ECOWAS countries, Ebisike George, told the Saturday Independent during the week that the alleged talk of the prescription of Asuu by President Buhari/APC administration is a further dysfunctional path and one limited in rationality given the ongoing and persisting standoff on the issue of wages and methodology of advancing tertiary education enterprisingly, sustainably, and infrastructurally in Nigeria. Is also being perceived as a body engaged in any form of terrorism? To be honest, given the fate scorecard of this current administration, especially its penchant for decisions and policy directions that economically disenfranchise the populace, it does not have the moral high ground to proscribe Asuu when several of the political elites are actually very detached from the system they are superintending over as socio-political curators and have their children schooling abroad, thereby commit capital flights, George said. In the same vein, a group education rights campaign, ERC, has decried the alleged plan by the federal government to proscribe Asuu over the legal strike. Comrade Hassan Taiwo, the ERC National Coordinator, described the threat as a hypocritical, petty, unreasonable, and ill-thought measure that could only prolong and worsen the state of industrial disharmony within the public universities. Stakeholders in education have also expressed the fear that the impending ban may truncate the National Universities Commission NUC project, tagged NUC Blueprint 2050 project. The National Universities Commission NUC project centers on the development of sectoral components for Nigeria's prosperity in 2050 with a view to providing solutions to its challenges. Data from the NUC showed currently that Nigeria has 11,887 professors serving 49 federal, 57 states, and 111 private universities. From an observer, the emittent prescription may lead to a mass exodus for greener pastures or mania jobs overseas. Stakeholders therefore urge the government to rethink and resolve the lingering issue finally and save the next dispensation from the inheritance.